Hello everyone, welcome to Snippet 65. Wow, I can't believe we've got to Snippet 65. Now, are you ready for a really simple technique? Really simple. Acrylic block, any size you wish. And I'm going to use Ecoline pens. So first of all, I am using, I'll tell you the colours first. I'm using deep yellow 202. Fuchsia 350, Carmine 318, Pastel Violet 579, Ultramarine 507. So them are the colours I'm going to use. Simple technique. Acrylic block, 4x6 inch piece of Pink Frog smooth card. The snippets are always 4x6. Here goes the simplest technique ever. Take your Ecoline pen and rub that along your acrylic block. So there's the yellow. Then we'll go with the pink, and you can press it down firmly. Then we'll go with the red colour, the carmine. Then we'll go with the pastel colour. And then we'll go with the ultramarine. Was it ultramarine? Yeah. And then what we'll do is we will wipe our acrylic block, just wipe the edge. And then we'll go back again and we'll go with the yellow. Then we'll go with the pink. I think that's touched one of my other colours. Then we'll go with the red. I don't know what colour that pink's touched, but we'll have a look. Then we'll go with the purpley colour, the very pale colour. And then we'll go with the bluey colour. Then we'll wipe our acrylic block. I'll just check my pink. There we go, it's going back. So then we'll just add another row of the pink. There we go. And then all you're going to do is make sure your acrylic block is clean. And then you're just going to spritz with water. Technique done. So that's your technique. You're going to allow that to run and keep moving with the water. If you want to add more water, you can, just so that you get more of a pastel look. And you're going to let that do its thing and just move around the page. And you're going to leave that on one side. So we'll just place that on one side. And then when it's dry, I mean, this is still not dry, but when it's dry, you've got like this pastel-y background, which works really well. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to use the Abutulon stamp. I'm going to use this stamp here. So I've used the Abutulon, and what I've done is, you've seen me colour many times. So I've coloured the Abutulon with the Ecoline pens. The green area here that I've coloured, I've just coloured with pastel green 666 and bronze green 657. And I've literally, just with these pens, I've taken the dark colour and then I've just literally blended the lines out with the lighter colour. And I've added a little touch of yellow at the base, because sometimes the yellow in the real flowers comes into the base here. So I've got the beautiful Abutulons. Now, I don't want too much too much dimension, because this is going in our journal, so we don't want anything too thick. Now, this is still wet. We need to be aware of that. I'm not going to do any drying. I'm just going to let it dry naturally. And then I'm just going to take the Nodding Flowers text from the Abutulon. And because, let's move this out of the way. Actually, I should put the lids on my Ecoline pens just so they don't touch each other. Just make sure they're all, goodness knows where the yellow one is. This here somewhere. There we go. So we'll just move those out of the way. And then what I'm going to do is take the Nodding Flowers text from the Abutilon stamp set. Let's just place that back. So we've got that Nodding Flowers text. And I'm going to use my Morning Mist VersaFine Clair. Just add this in the background. So I'm just going to place Nodding Flowers just in the grey. Now this is a permanent ink pad, and the fact that the card is moist and I've got colours on there that are slightly wet won't matter, and the grey won't move, which is just what we want. So just adding, and if you wanted to use the word flowers on its own, you could just mask off the word nodding. So I'm just adding this going down my snippet. So nice simple technique. Just keep adding, and you don't really need to press very hard. There we go. So then we have our little background. So then I've got from the Abutilon stamp set TE7, I've got the word Abutilon. So I can add this word here, but I'm just going to make sure I want these underneath, so we'll place that last. So I'm going to take my Abutilons and just place one underneath the other with my adhesive. Now you can see with the Ecoline pens, I've got a pastel tone in the background, but I've made it more vibrant on the florals. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive just to the Abutilon. You don't want really much dimension because this is your journal. So I'm just going to add this here like so, and then I can just add, I don't want them the same height. There we go. So I'm just going to add the Abutilon text here like so. That's it. Just so that those florals sort of appear as if they're coming from the Abutilon text. And then from the New Beginnings stamp set, I've got my little bird. So we'll take our little bird that we can add here, and we'll adhere our little bird that is stamped in black Nocturne ink. Just add our little bird here. Just give that a little bit of time just to adhere. And of course we want to ground that bird. So let's ground the bird. Because it's nice so that it's not floating in the air. And you don't really have to add much of the Inktense pencil. What I need to be aware of is I've coloured the floral and my brush has got yellow on there. So I'm just going to there we go. Let's just block that so it's not too wet. And then I'm going to take some of my bleed proof Dr. pH, because it does exactly as it says on the tin. Now you can mix this into a pot and you can spray it and reinvigorate it and use it again. I just use a little bit, so I will have this pot for the next goodness knows how many years, so I don't really need to worry. So I'm just going to take my splatter brush, just pick that up, and I'm just going to add some of those splatters, which will not react with the background because it's bleed proof. There we go. I will need to clean my brush. I always sort of give it a spritz just while I'm here, just to get rid of the excess. You don't want to leave that in your brush. And if I lift that up, you've now got a beautiful card. Just a couple of touches. I would wait until everything dries and then just add a couple of little touches here and there, just of your white pen. And just so you can see, that is Snippet 65. Nice simple technique. And let's bring in the other one. Let's just dab these edges. And now we've got that for the next snippet. Nice simple technique, easy to do, no problem at all. If you haven't got the Ecolines, why not use your distress pencils? But with the Ecolines, because they're nice and wet, they stay wet on there. But nice simple technique. Let me show you in the snippet journal. So these were our previous snippets. Let's turn over the page for snippet 65. Let's place that in our journal, just so you can see how it fares just against the black in the journal. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Love to all. Have a lovely Easter, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.